Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mythic League semifinals between Super Late Reveal and Trickle Down Economics 2. I am your new play-by-play caster for the rest of this series, Raptor, joined by Crims. How you doing, Crims?
I'm doing great. Excited to continue the super close series. I mean, every game has been extremely on the edge for both of these teams here, and I'm just excited to keep watching it. How about you?
I'm excited too. I'm pretty excited. That was an insane game. It was so intense. Like, I thought it would have ended at least 5 or 6 times, and the teams needed a little bit longer of a rest before we got into the next one. But we're into it.
I think everyone did.
Yeah, we all kind of need to do, but thankfully they're speeding along through this draft as we're already in second bans coming through for both sides already. Kane and Belveth for SLR and Seraphine and Swain for TDE.
Yeah, those bans are seeming very static here. And now Talia being taken out as well. Some targeting going on. I like the Seraphine ban. Should definitely keep that every time. Such a strong champion. However, no Luru bans at all. And let's be honest, in both those games, really kept it in there for SLR. So no targeting on someone who seems to be carrying their way through these for this series.
Absolutely. And Volibear coming out, guessing it's going to Anti again. Anti didn't look super fantastic on it last game, if I'm going to be honest. It was a little bit of a rough matchup, especially into Jaffe Sejuani, which has come back. But hopefully this time you can have a little bit better of a showing on it.
Yeah, I think that's going to determine the series here, because Jaffe's been getting the better of him in these lane phases here. And the Sejuani, again, just want to remind everyone, was top damage in game number 2. We'll see if we can pull it off again here as we have the Viego pick. Very strong pick right now. Wondering what build. There's so many options for this Viego, but so far it's looking like there's a lot of familiarity in game number 3.
Yeah, well, wow, things must be going really rough for SLR for bringing out Fang's least favorite champion, the Senna, coming out for Luru and Tef with the Tom Kench. I'm excited.
That is going to be a strong lane phase. Has a lot of protection, so maybe they should draft something else for Pure Llama here. Maybe something that provides a lot of team fight damage. Of course, we know they do play that in Nivea, but I'm thinking something else this time around. Caitlyn going to be the response, fight range with range. Makes a lot of sense, but so far there is a lot of bulkiness on the side of SLR here, so they're going to need to round out their comp with a little bit more damage in that backline to start securing the team fight wins, because Luru not on a super hyper carry this time around.
Yeah, just on the the Senna, I would say, could be, I guess not like late hyper scaling, but it does quite a bit of damage later on, especially if you're building more damage. If you're building something like Kraken Slayer, which could be really good to penetrate through Jaffe. But a Caitlyn is good. It does start with a better range. It does have some nice scaling, some good poke. It could be a big difference in these early games. We get on to the second phase of bans. The Syndra removed as his Heimerdinger.
Yeah, the Syndra is a nice scaling pick these days. Does a lot of damage once you get your stacks up to 100, 120. Really strong champion at that point. Heimerdinger is going to give a lot of your melees trouble. I really hate playing melee into Heimerdinger in those team fights, so that is going to be a very strong pick. Okay, Maokai being taken out. That is strong engage. That being said, I don't think SLR really have much room for picking an engaged champion. We'll see if they end up doing that in the jungle as we have the last ban rounding out here. Interested to see where they're going to go with this one. Maybe support ban? Yep, there we go. Another support ban. Caitlyn duo, Morgana being taken away. I think it's pretty good overall. Don't want to have them counter your bot lane that you've revealed here.
Yeah, and Heimer and Morgana are just really good in combo with Caitlyn, especially against a matchup with like Tom Kitch Senna. So good just to get them out, force them onto something maybe a little bit more requiring of engage. TD going with the Ziggs again was really good on those pushes. Really set up some nice, sieges for them, and really stopped any ability for SLR to get the ball rolling when it came to pushing waves. And now with a Senna, that's going to be even harder. Doesn't really have a lot of AoE to break through it. Zach for Fang could be a good option. I felt like the Jarvan last game was a little bit of a weaker tool, and I think the Zach works much better. It allows much easier access to that back line. You don't have to worry as much about missing it because you've got all that extra CC to layer. And I think this works better. They're building this really big beef ball comp that can get into the front and stay there for a while. And I think that's a position that TDE might struggle a bit more with, because outside of the Caitlyn, like, I don't think there's a lot of DPS on this squad.
Yeah, they specifically need some range DPS that can do a lot of AoE. So Ziggs can, but he's not the best. I guess Brand, though, is definitely going to fit the bill. I was wondering, why did they last pick support? And I guess they were hoping for this. Brand going to be in this game here. And that is also going to be the support for the Caitlyn. Does feel that range stun niche that Morgana does, but also lots of damage to take a chunk off of that meatball that you were talking about.
Yeah, I honestly, as a support main, and as someone who plays a lot of Senna, I really dislike Brand. He's very painful. He's very easy to get around. You can't really hide behind the minions. You can just throw his little wall of fire up or scatter the fire. So, I think it is a good pick. It's good for laning. I still worry about the late game for TD. Yes, SLR only has their 180 carry source, but they got a Vladimir, and there's a lot of squishies on TDE. And if there's one thing the late game Vladimir is good at, it's destroying a lot of squishies at one time. So
yeah, I agree.
I feel like it's on TDE to really get the ball rolling here, because I don't think in the late game the Ziggs and the Brand or the Viega are going to be really effective into this SLR comp.
Well, lucky for TDE, you're talking about getting the ball rolling early. I mean, hasn't that been the MO for game 1 and 2? It seems like if anything's going to happen in this series, TDE will get an early game lead. The question is, though, Raptor, do they get a big enough lead, and can they close out efficiently? And so far, I'd have to say it's been kind of rough or a bit sketchy when it comes to TDE closing out a game.
I would agree. Especially last game, you saw they got on that Nexus several times. They got right up there. They got multiple kills, but they could just not take it. So hopefully as we get into this game, we see a little bit of a turnaround from there. They're able to close it out, but also maybe we can see SLR pull off the late game meatball comp. Everyone's just kind of dancing around right now, waiting for something, waiting to make sure no one is getting anywhere. No sneaking into the jungle. No late invades.
Yeah, I didn't know that Volibear could hover, could fly, but apparently part of his kit now has the ability to hover. Might be.
Yeah, have you ever seen flying bears?
Shot. Yeah, I guess I live in bear country, but I guess no flying bears for me just yet.
You just throw them in a trebuchet and flying them out of it.
That is an ancient medieval trick that I've yet to see. I'm sure very effective against TDE here.
Yeah.
Topside start, I think we have to say, for both teams, that is quite peculiar. At least one team wants to go for that route. But, I mean, look at the top lane. No one really wants to bother with that lane. All the focus is going to be on the bot side and the mid lane. That's where the damage is in both these team comps.
Yeah. For SLR, I think it's a story of, okay, we're just going to leave Anti on this island. Like, we might as well we got to get Lure ahead. We got to get Llama ahead. We need these late game, like, hyper scaling champions to really pop off. And for TD, it's, Jaffe took care of this matchup pretty well last time. It was fine as it is. He can just handle it on his own. And I think also it's also going to be a focus on the bottom lane and mid lane. They really have to get this ball rolling yet again if they want to be successful here. If this drags out and they don't have a strong lead, it just gets worse and worse. And the gold lead, it's going to be a little bit of a lie because of that infinite scaling of the souls on the Senna.
Yeah, the Senna souls are going to be very important. That extra range you get is just going to be pivotal around these dragon fights. And that's really going to be what decides this game here. Anti pushing in. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Brand, of course, gets the push in on Senna and Tom Kench. Both junglers opting for a full clear. So a little bit of lost efficiency for the Viego, but gonna make up for it in getting those early levels quicker here. both junglers heading on a crash course, but it looks like Zach is going to be the one who gets there first. With that initiative, do they make the play to get the first blood and potentially get themselves rolling preemptively before TDE can? Certainly will be a huge deal. There is a ward, though, as we see there, Raptor. So this could go either
Yeah.
way.
But looks like he's looking to maybe go for Viego. The Ziggs is roaming down. Zenzen going to try to cover for his jungler. Looking for bottom now. They is spotted. Oh, nope, he is spotted by the ward. He is going to clear it, though, so he can come back for a return gank. Scuttle, though, is going to go to leave. So he does have control of the river, and he is narrowing the points that Zach can come in from. And I think that's the really important thing for the side of TDE, is keeping that vision control of Fang.
Yeah, that's going to be very, very important, but also increasingly more difficult as the game goes on because Zach has the increased range on the slingshot. Once you hit level 5, that's when it starts getting really hard to ward, but you could go even further beyond that, and that becomes extremely difficult. Important, though, is Leaves does pick up 2 Scuttle at the cost of his Gromp being delayed, and look, they're going for a cheeky gank, but Bangalore Fang's not level 5 yet, so it's not gonna be as easy.
Yeah, and you also see Leaves up here on the top side. He's going in for the gank, but on the bottom, Fang has caught out Bob Joseph. It looked like he went in out to ward. The Senna coming in to get the slow. They're chasing him down. I don't think he's going to get away. He's going to get stunned, and first blood is going to go over to Luru. Meanwhile, Anti escapes on the top side, and SLR goes up 1 kill.
Yeah, that's exactly where you want your kill on Luru. Has been doing top tier DPS in these games, and now gets a little bit of a jump start on the Senna. Yeah, and I was looking at the map. Bob Joseph did go for that ward right in the face of Fang over Fang, and that has a bit unfortunate timing there, just because, I mean, Fang over Fang kind of stayed a long time for it, but it pays off.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Getting that early kill, especially on that AD carry, allows them to kind of accelerate that scaling, allows them maybe to pick up the tier if he gets a chance when he backs. I'm always a big proponent of picking up tier early on Senna, going for the Manamune and to Kraken Slayer, as they're looking for another engage down here. Tef going a little far, but on his own. Top side, Anti and Jaffe having at it. Anti actually getting the lead in the lane this time. So he's said, last game was a fluke. I just had a rough start. It's getting better now. We're gonna have a better time here. I got this. I can take this matchup. I'm gonna run the salty run back. It's gonna be fine.
Needs scaling in the series, is what it is. A little bit of a 1 and 2 game warm up here, but I mean that's how it should go. The Volibear should be winning. It's gonna be hard to get a kill, but if we look, Jaffe doesn't have the ignite combo, so honestly, Volibear should be pretty safe. Anti should have a pretty free lane. CS lead should increase, but needs to find effectiveness before that Sejuani scaling starts to hit and starts to affect these team fights. So definitely needs to look for an angle on the Volibear to be effective in the game.
And we were not going for the tier, instead opting to start going for the double, for a dagger and double longsword. Just cheer for the poke damage. I feel like it's going to be Kraken Slayer.
Okay, I guess didn't wait. That's enough money for the pickaxe, I believe, unless there's something wrong with my brain here. Could have went for the pickaxe, but decides to go for the quick, or the quiver instead. Doesn't have enough money.
Well, Senna's scaling isn't really as much with with attack speed. I mean, I'm sorry, with just a pickaxe. Having a little bit of attack speed is fine. It helps you get that little extra poke a little bit quicker, but you don't need a lot of it. Just a tiny bit. But also, I think they're just kind of. I mean, it might not know that. Maybe it's Gale Force or something that doesn't need as much of a pickaxe per se. Who knows? You guys, a lot of options on Senna. Speaking of options, Tef looking for an option here in the mid lane. They do hit Ultravox. Force the flash out, though. He is going to be fine. They do spot out Fang. So Caitlyn could be a potential for a return gank.
Both junglers putting some decent attention bot side. And look at this. Pure Llama getting ahead of Zenzen on the Vladimir. And look at the CS lead, 18 CS as well. Definitely should not be going this way. And look for Pure Llama to have higher damage than you expect in these coming team fights because of this.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think he will have a pretty good amount of damage going into those. Now Jaffe and Anti trading on the top side. And I want to talk about, mid lane. Llama is getting a really big lead here on the Vladimir. And if you're TDE, that is not something you want to see. Ziggs should be pretty oppressive in this matchup. Should be the one doing the pushing. It has so much more poke, but Llama is really getting the better of it.
Okay, here we
But
go.
they look like they might be looking for something here. Leaves is coming in. Zenzen trying to get him, hits him with
nice
the
satchel.
knockup. But Llama does manage to walk away. Leaves going back looking for the stun, not going to find it. Llama's going to walk out just fine as we go back to the bear and the top and pig battle in the top side.
Yeah, unfortunate whip pan for you there, Raptor, as they decide the top lane at that moment a little more important. But they do get the ghost, but not the flash. And honestly, Viego ganking a Vlad is very tough just because the pool makes it, it's just so easy to dodge the stun. We'll see if Llama can do it again.
Yeah. He is trying to get out. He does manage to. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Ultravox has been caught out, but he's going to get away. Tef taking quite a bit of damage there. Ultravox should be a little careful. I don't think they're going to be able to get in range to Q it, but the turret to hit him, but still a good attempt on it. Just forcing the heal out of Ultravox too, and the ignite out of Bob Joseph. So Summoner's burning down here. This bot lane getting a nice position for itself. Yeah, it's down 6 CS, but it's forcing Summoners, it's forcing aggression. It's kind of a flash from Bob Joseph and the ult from Ultravox. It looked like they were trying to get for the kill. Now there's the ult from Bob Joseph as well. So a lot burned there. Everything is down on the bottom side for TDE. Meanwhile, top side Anti and Jaffe are going head to head. And Anti might be losing this one.
Oh, unfortunately. Yeah, looks like the bot side might be bringing down both the junglers here, but because of the way that they forced them out of lane, and Ultravox managed to get some HP, they're going to get this first dragon. So of course, Viego with the percent health damage, very good at taking these dragons here, so that goes down quickly. And unfortunately, there is no response for Fang over Fang, so it's a free tank just due to the bot laners.
Yeah, they're just handling it fine. Not really on anything there. TDE, I feel like they're really trying. They really are trying to look for this snowball. Really trying to find opportunities. It's just SLR is playing a lot safer this game, which I think is good adaptability. It's showing the adaptability from this team, showing that they don't have to put themselves in a dangerous position to get this lead. They know they have the scaling. They know they can play it patiently.
They've been finding angles to make plays. But they haven't been overforcing too much, minus Tef here. Anti, looking like he wants to take a chunk out of this boar here. Does get a bite on the way up, but it's just the warding from bot side. I have to give credit to Bob Joseph and Ultravox. They've been keeping that bush warded all game, and it's really been ruining Fang over Fang's ability to land a solid gank. And because of all that time being wasted, it's really slowing down this game.
Anti going at it again. I feel like they keep getting close to getting a big engage and then just kind of slowly backing off. But
here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Fang catches Zenzen. Gonna pull him back. Zenzen getting solo, has to burn the flash, looking for it, but Fang flashes in to get the ult to pick up the kill on the bottom side. Double root here. Tef taking a lot of damage. The shield is going to come up from that thick skin. Bob Joseph is hunting, though. Tef. That was a very dangerous dive right there. Another root now on the top side, though. Anti looking for a fight here, but he is going to go down. Jaffe managing to pick up that kill. And leaves. He's hunting for Fang. They do see Llama, though. They do hesitate to go after it. They don't really want to try to take on this big Vladimir, but they do finally get themselves on the board.
Oh, man, look at all these plates going over.
Oh, Bob Joseph getting engaged on the jump up. Tef's going to pick up the kill. Now they're looking for Ultravox. They're on the hunt to flash forward to knock him. He's getting ignited. He's trying to run away. He's going to get eaten up. He's going to get trolled a bit. Going to get thrown in. A double kill going over to Tef. SLR decided they did not like what was going on top side and wanted to answer with two in kind.
Yeah, then that was a bit of BM. Love to see it. Having fun there. And importantly, they pick up the double kill. They're going to return the plates. I think that's the biggest deal here. As, man, the plate difference, though, on the bot side, not looking good. As they do get the return kills. Oh, Zenzen, huge chunk taken out of your life. As it's looking like your llama is starting to have a very, very easy time handling the Ziggs. Extra range is not becoming a factor right now.
Yeah, and this is becoming kind of scary if you're on the side of TDE. They didn't get that early lead they needed, and now, these scaling champions on the side of SLR, they're going to start hitting breakpoints. They're going to hit level breakpoints, and shortly after that, they're going to hit item breakpoints probably too. I mean, Llama is farming pretty hard as he flashes forward for Zenzen, but the bomb is getting by. He's ghosting. He's going for it. He really wants it, and he's going to pull out of there, get out just fine. Llama with the 1v1 there.
Yeah, excellent. Vladimir play. Sees that Zenzen's a little too close. Has the all-in in mind and does get it. Meanwhile, though, bot side, they lose first turret. And despite all the wins on the bot side in the turret department, they are behind in gold. First time in this series, SLR pulling ahead first.
Yeah, they finally get a lead early on. They finally took 3 games. They finally scaled up their early game. Anti's not the only one scaling for SLR. 22,000 to 21,000, 1,000 gold exactly separates these two teams. 14 and a half minutes into this game. And Ocean Dragon specifically, coming up in about 30 seconds. Only going to be one this game, but SLR doesn't want to put TD in a position where they start getting closer and closer to that Dragon Soul. It's got a chance that could be an Infernal, and that would be quite devastating if they got a hold of it.
They do have the option to give, though. It depends how close they want to play on the line with these Dragons. Could start making effort on the top side for the next Rift instead. It's one of those decisions as that maybe teams don't have enough time to think about in the game. But certainly is an option. They have decent control this time around. They're using Vlad to get the prio on the bot side. A lot of wards to clear out. It is kind of on the line for me as to whether they should go for it, but it looks like they might have an angle.
Bang, looking for Joseph, but he's gonna just get out just short of where he needed to be to really grab him. I think he could have queued at him. Meanwhile, on the top side, Anti has to ult to try to get out. He's chasing down being chased out by Jaffe, though. The flash forward, they're locking him up under the turret. He's trying to fight back, but Jaffe's gonna pick up the kill. And it's starting to repeat a little bit of last game. Jaffe getting those leads onto Anti.
It looks like TDE off for the top side play instead. And yeah, the Vlad looking quite scary, so that makes sense. So far, they're going to at least get a trade instead of nothing. That is going to boost their gold, something they do need. Oh, they need to watch out for this Ruru.
Bob has to flash over the wall, gonna get out of there. But
all right, so that's 2 turrets down, so that's 2-0. It is kind of a bit of a loan here, so you do have to do something with the gold lead. Otherwise, you're going to pay for it dearly.
Oh,
Ultravox.
Does get the heal.
Yeah.
Get out, so he's just fine.
Oh my god. Llama's on the other side.
He's just taunting. He knows Zenzen can't do anything about him. Even with the anti-heal, it's not going to be enough. The Night Harvester is in for Llama.
Wait, Taff walking aggressively here.
Yeah, he is indeed. Jaffe going for, though, looking for him. Fang is here, but there are 4. F takes a shot from Ultravox. It's not going to really do much on him. They do walk out just fine.
All right, that was quite a dangerous position, but manages to just waltz right out of there. And that turret is going to even this up just by 1. Still 1 more turret advantage for the side TDE. They have pressure on sides, but not so much in the mid lane here. And look at this invade on this bot side jungle. No fear from RLS. Feels like they feel like they have this game in the bag. They have the control. They feel strong in this moment. And as we were talking about, TDE really need to find a play.
Yeah, SLR is really taking control of this game. Now up 2,000 gold almost. TDE needs to find a way. You're right. They have to find a fight or a pick. Something to give themselves an advantage. But will they be able to do it in time? That is the big question.
Yeah, there is no significant dragon stacking, so they have that to count. Oh
Oh,
no,
Zen.
Zen.
Llama looking for him again, and he's gonna pick him up. The 1v1 fadeaway for Llama, just going absolutely ham on this Vladimir here. But TD is gonna trade it topside. They see that the Fed mid laner is gone, and it's like, yeah, let's just go take this Herald first. Let's take Shelly.
I think it's a good strategy. Always try to make a play wherever the strong member is not. In this case, Llama. I mean, if you think about it, you don't want your static members to fall to this Vladimir, and that's just going to make the game even more difficult. Take advantage of Anti that currently is a little bit weak in the game and use that to gain some wins, and then maybe in the team fight try to come back, but it's gonna be rough. This Vladimir is hard to stop.
He is, and it's only gonna get harder as the game goes on. He's got his death cap already. Oh god, that is going to be that's not something you want to see if you're on the side of TDE, but they still are winning the objective game pretty hard. They have their Titan Dragons, but TDE has 2 turrets to 1, and they have the Herald, which they can drop at any time, take another one. It looks like Leaves wants to drop it mid. Bob Joseph looking for Luru. Looking for Tef to maybe stun Tef. Ultravox, though, going to take some damage there. Ooh, so much damage. Tef getting hit. Bob Joseph going to get locked down.
Bob.
Fang going in, though. They're looking for him. They're going to pick it up. Tef goes on a killing spree. Meanwhile, Llama on the side just rips into Ultravox, and now he's hunting Zenz, and he did get the ult onto him. He's going to pick him up for a double kill. The fight is going so badly for TDE. Jaffe's trying to run. He's so tanky, but those resistances are going to fall. He's going to get pulled back, and a triple kill over to Pure Llama as SLR finds the fight they've been looking for to crack this game open, take a mid turret. They might even take a second for it.
Yeah, that was beautifully executed by Pure Llama. Just gets straight onto the back line. Has all the mobility in the world. Phase Rush, Ghost Flash, has it all. And just lays down the damage. Nothing can be done in return as well. And yeah, that's just one of those moments where you're focusing on your play and you're not really focusing on what play can be made by the enemy team. And that counter was absolutely beautiful to see from SLR. They really had a trap laid down and they played it out perfectly.
Yeah, they did indeed. If it looked like, honestly, like it was just like you said, a counter trap. TDE looking like they were going to try to catch Tef and Luru became the targets of the trap themselves, and it was sprung so well. Now they're hunting for Tef again. Luru is here though, looking for Leaves. Wow, Leaves taking so much damage. The ult just lazily drifts in from
Fang,
the Ziggs,
Fang.
but Fang is here. They managed to pick up Leaves. They're going to pick up Bob Joseph too. Luru picks up the kill. Fang looking for Jaffe now. They're going to knock him up. He's tanking so much, but those resistances are going down. The ult going to come through for Ultravox. Could get a little scary. Jaffe trying to get out. Is going to pick up. Luru goes on a killing spree over it, and now they're on to Ultravox. Fang jumping in. They're looking for Luru, but it's not going to matter. Tef takes him down and goes on a rampage. Another 4 kills for nothing. SLR just accelerating the pace of this game, and I'm not sure if TDE is going to be able to keep up at this pace.
I mean, they just look at Tef ends a fight at full HP. That is a frontline take member and has no fear in this game. And honestly, none of the frontline have any fear. I mean, Fang over Fang engaging multiple times. Isn't worried a bit about dying. Knows his team has the damage and healing. They're taking down this Baron quite early as well. Super solid gold lead. Look at the scoreline, 14-2. Have to be feeling pretty good in this game. Leaves just unfortunately wasn't able to find any ganks for his team. Meanwhile, Fang over Fang did find, albeit a little bit more, but was just enough to turn this game around. Didn't need to do much on the Zac. Really just needed to prevent Leaves from getting anything done. And look at this. That is a very sad Rift Herald being dropped. Sometimes it's better just to keep it because you're just handing over EXP and gold to the enemy team. And yet looks like maybe a little bit of downloaded from the side of SLR. Just completely figured out how TDE like to play the early game.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like, this was a 2,000 gold difference about 4 minutes ago. It's now ballooned to 10,000. That's how big a like this just how big a like back-to-back fight they got out of it. All these objectives of both mid lane turrets, managing to grab the Baron, managing to grab a top turret. They're just grabbing everything on all over the map. And TDE, Like we said, this is a comp that needed that early lead. We keep saying this, but they just don't seem to have really put that effort in to make sure those ganks worked. And now they find themselves in such a difficult position. Ziggs, not a tank killer. Caitlyn, yes, but needs items. Only has a Gale Force, so not really going to be killing a lot of tanks with that. Viego, not a tank killer. Brand is probably, at this point, your biggest tank killer on this team. And he's not going to shred through him once they've got that much health. His AP doesn't burn that much. So I'm not seeing how TDE can get back into this. But Crims, I feel like you might see something. You might see some way here for TDE to find a way to claw this game back from the jaws of defeat.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to start DDoSing Pure Llama to win this game. That is a pretty good angle. I recommend that one, so whoever's the coach, time to get on it. As it's just, I mean, look, the Vlad is such an issue. They don't have any good tools against it. If we look at their comp, who's got a good CC for the Vlad? He can dodge any one of those skill shots. And yeah, a little bit of trickiness coming from Jaffe. But yeah, Vlad is just super safe in this game. Turned out to be a very solid pick. And Zenzen doesn't have enough damage. And Caitlyn has fallen behind with the Brand. They have the range poke, but now Luru probably getting to the point where the stacks are going to outcompete in range as well. And yeah, it's looking like there isn't an angle.
Yeah, I would agree. The DDoS might be the only option. Now Llama looking for Jaffe. The ult gonna come through, but I don't know.
Wait a minute.
Oh, he is. Oh, he misses the Q though. This is not gonna find him there, but Llama is going forward, looking for Jaffe. Tef is now in by himself. He's a catfish out of water right now, but he does flash over the wall. Oh, but he brings the Brand ult with him, and everyone on SLR eats it. They're all getting pretty low. They've got to be careful. Luru is gonna heal them up, but there's still a lot of damage. Now the siege begins on the bottom side. Zenzen getting run down. Oh my god, so much damage. Llama wants him for dead. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go for Bob Joseph now. Hunting him down, gonna pick up the kill. Goes dominating. Fang manages to pick up Leaves. They manage to grab Ultravox. Llama finally goes down, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. The kill goes to Jaffe, and now Jaffe's being hunted. Zenzen manages to heal up a bit. Jaffe gonna get run down. He's gonna get back in time. He is going to get eaten. He is going to die, and Luru is gonna go on a rampage to do it. And I think that might be all she wrote for SLR. Looking for Zenzen under the turrets. They're breaking this top turret down. They have gotten the waves in such good position. I think they may go for the end here. They only have a couple seconds. It may be smarter just to back off. And they are indeed. They are going to crack that inhibitor, though they do want to come back for this later. And now they're rotating actually onto the bottom side here, or mid lane, sorry. Looking for this other inhibitor turret. Tef taking a lot of damage here. Gonna get out, though. He is a slippery little catfish. Leaves, hunting, gonna get rooted up. Anti on the run, probably didn't need to ult in. Fang going back in, though. Finds 3, gets 2 down. Luru managing to pick up a kill onto the Brand while Leaves falls to Fang, and that actually might be all she wrote. Llama is on his way back. There is not a lot that can deal with him. Now Fang's going in again. This man has no fear. He's going to go into the Bloblets, though. The teleport onto one, though, to keep it alive. Anti is on his way. He is here. Fang is back up. Tef is going to go unstoppable. Now they're looking for Ultravox. Ultravox going to get low, trying to get bopped away, but Zenzen bops him back in. And the bear feasts on Caitlyn, and now he's gonna feast on Yordle as he picks up the kill there. A double kill onto Zenzen, and that really should be all she wrote. The Bob Joseph and Leaks are back here.
After she's riding a lot.
Oh my god, Llama!
After she is riding a lot, whoever this person is, because that was like 3 fights in a row, back to back to back, and SLR just slammed every single fight. And even though Pure Llama goes down, they are managing to keep it going. They just kept fighting their way to victory.
Yeah, Leaves. Oh, he's going to get pulled out. I don't think they're going to finish him, though. I think they're just going to end the game right here. SLR finding the win. Oh, the members respawning. Llama doing so much. Anti goes on a killing spree, and that's going to be the end of it right there. SLR takes the win and moves themselves to match point.
I have to say, that was the most decisive game of the entire series, and it wasn't even close. You have to wonder what happened between game 1 and 2 and 3, because it looks like night and day. I mean, the score lines are dramatic. All of these plus 10 KDAs. What happened in this game? It looks like TDE ran out of a bunch of steam. Where did their energy go? They couldn't find anything in this early game that they really needed to. And that was the one thing they were relying on in all these games so far.
Yeah, they were really relying on that early game to get themselves into a strong position. And it's fallen here. And we have to ask ourselves, what will TDE do? How will they adapt going to the next game? I assume that that llama is not getting Vladimir again. If he gets it again, I will be shocked. But we will find out after we go to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be doing a broadcaster change, so that you might need to refresh the stream, but we'll be right back.